Yo guys, what is poppin'? This is Anthony from Avant Samples, and I'm incredibly excited to be presenting XaeboR's debut dubstep sample pack, Leviathan Dubstep. Designed by a true dawn of dubstep and Riddim, the pack is filled with some of the most useful and next level tools a dubstep producer could have. Totaling in at over 550 files, this pack doesn't just showcase XaeboR's signature sound, but goes above and beyond to truly deliver on a larger scope of bass music and dubstep. Covering a multitude of genres like dubstep, Riddim, Tearout, hybrid trap, deep dub, and many more, this pack is sure to spark tons of inspiration for your production and be one of your next go-to dubstep and bass music sample packs. Today, I'm going to be running you guys through the sample pack and giving you a glimpse of what it has to offer. So let's go ahead and get into it. Today, I'm going to be using FL Studio to show you guys the pack, but this pack is compatible with a wide array of DAWs like Ableton, Pro Tools, Logic, Reason, GarageBand, pretty much anything that accepts like WAV files, MIDI files, which is essentially every single DAW, and then obviously you'll need Serum to use the Serum presets, but pretty much any DAW will accept Serum and VSTs as well. So real quick, I just want to go through the contents of the pack, and then I'm actually going to dive into each one of these individual files to show you guys a preview of like some of the sounds and kind of explain how this is laid out. So I have the Leviathan Dubstep sample pack open here. This first folder, we can see bass one shots and loops. These are going to be your like synth shots and synth loops. Really great stuff in here. There's also a bunch of bass fills and sub shots, which is super helpful to have. Next up, we have our drums. So that's going to be your drum loops, hats and crashes, kicks and 808s, snares and claps. FX, which is going to be your atmosphere, impacts, lasers and glitches, risers and downlifters. And then this is a really cool part. You have lead loops and MIDI, which are essentially melody loops that are pre-built out by XaeboR, but then you also have all the MIDI files from those loops. So if you actually wrote a melody to make up that melody loop, you actually have the MIDI in there as well to use and kind of change it up. You have all the actual raw keys, so I'll show you how that looks later on. Next up, we have the project files, which is great because we have both Ableton and FL Studio with this pack. Usually we have either one or the other with the artist packs, so we're able to actually include both for Ableton and FL Studio, which is great. Obviously, you will need to be in those DAWs to use these, but that is kind of the only part of this pack that is specific to, certain DAWs. So next, the Serum Presets. This is really the heart of dubstep sound design as far as like synthesizing goes. There are 80 handcrafted Serum presets by XaeboR in this pack. Obviously, sound design is a massive part of, modern dubstep. So it's great to have these professionally made presets, at your fingertips ready to be used in your production. So we have bass Serum presets, FX presets, leads presets, subs presets, and it just really covers like such a wide array of genres, but we're going to be hopping into those in depth in just a moment. As always, we want to give you guys all the tools you need to produce, really solid dubstep from start to finish. So XaeboR even included some dope vocals here that we're going to go through as well. So now that we have Serum open, we can see the XaeboR's Leviathan Dubstep Serum presets here. So first, let's start with the basses, and let's start at the top. Obviously, this video would be super long if I sat here and showed you every single one. So I'm just going to quickly skip through some of them to show you guys some of the diverse sounds and, a quick glimpse into, what these Serum presets have to offer. Really sick to have a bunch of these like sustained format basses in there. Super sick one. So those are some from the deep and wonky section. Next, we move into the heavy section. Once again, XaeboR really made sure that there was like a wide array of dubstep and bass music genres covered within this pack and within the presets as well, which is really great to see from an artist pack. But let's go ahead and move into the Riddim section. Absolutely sick Square 4 kind of like recreation presets in this. you know, always make sure that, you know, with these Serum presets to really kind of play around with some different things and make it unique, you know, just by changing like the rate, we get like a really cool, unique sound here. Yeah, super sick presets, man. So really insane bass and lead kind of synth sound design there from XaeboR, but we're not even through it yet. Let's move into the FX now. Sick little car alarm. And usually we get these FX in like rendered sample form, and that's really the benefit of having synthesized FX, is that you can come in here, play with the sound, and you come up with something completely new to, you know, add to your track. Sick lasers. So even a snare included in here, which is kind of cool to see how, you know, some of the producers might actually synthesize some of our drums. So now let's get into the leads, maybe some kind of like intro stuff or melodic elements. Let's check it out. And so finally, moving into some of those sub presets. And so yeah, some absolutely insane Serum presets in here. I've been producing with these recently, and like every single time I kind of like go to look for a Serum preset, I remember that like XaeboR has it. And I've just been using like all of the XaeboR presets lately. It's super fucking fun. They're all insanely clean, insanely well thought out, and like easy to kind of produce with and use. So it's really, really amazing to have all these presets. The sub bass presets are like super easy to work into your songs. Really, really amazing kind of diverse coverage of sound design that we haven't really had before. A lot of the artists sticking with their signature sound design styles. With here, you know, we have that nice combo of the XaeboR signature sound design, as well as a ton of other really useful tools to have when producing dubstep. So now let's go ahead and get into the actual samples, loops, shots, and other amazing stuff that comes with this pack. So starting out with the bass one shots and loops, let's go ahead and start up with the bass loops. We always like to kind of break it down in a matter of steps, where we have a ton of bass loops for newer producers who are kind of looking to learn the genre, that has kind of drag and drop ready bass loops to drag over some of the drum loops and just kind of have production. Or the more experienced producers can obviously, you know, chop these up. But we also have a bunch of bass one shots for more experienced producers to kind of make their own flows with. But no matter what kind of level you're at, you have a bunch of tools to pick from here. So let's go ahead and take a listen to you know, a small sampling of these bass loops here. So yeah, really cool to have those bass loops kind of drag and drop ready loops, but let's go ahead and break down these shots now so you can kind of see the individualized shots. And we have a ton of shots here. There's 60 here. Really amazing to have such like a wide array once again to choose from. So tons of shots to pick from. Once again, sick to have. Let's check out some of these fills, which are also really, really nice when you're kind of producing that track out. You need like a placeholder fill. You need something just thrown to make your fill sound a little bit better. Really nice to have these kind of pre-baked, ready to go for your music. So tons of sound design options to pick from the Serum presets to the bass shots and synth shots. Really, really great to have all those. Let's check out the drums now. Let's start with the drum loops. We have builds and fills, full loops and tops. Let's go ahead and start with the builds and fills. Sick to have a bunch of little fills. Super nice to have for those production. Just quickly add those dope elements. Let's check out some of these drum loops. These are the full drum loops, meaning they have every single layer. We also have kind of each one of these layers rendered out as well, like the tops and hats, but you'll see kind of what I mean later. Let's check out the full drum loops. Really sick, kind of those signature dubstep and rhythm drum loops that everybody's really looking for. Nice to have these pre-built out to kind of spark some inspiration for your tracks, kind of maybe have a placeholder to produce on top of. But now let's check out some of these top loops. So really nice to have a bunch of different kind of layers rendered out for your drum loops. Let's go ahead and kind of move into the drum shots. Let's start with crashes and hats. Bunch of goodies in there. Check out the kicks and 808s. Really fire kicks as well. Check out those snares and claps. Tons of different kind of styles to choose from. Really powerful snares as well. All right, let's start checking out these FX. Let's start with these atmospheres. These are personally some of my favorite atmospheres we have in packs. Really fantastic to have these, once again, kind of like a core part of dubstep and bass music, and tons of variation there. Really unique, kind of dark and eerie impacts. Check out some of these glitches and lasers, another really important part of that kind of dubstep and bass music sound. Super nice to have those. Check out some of these Downlifters. Nice variety of sounds. Some of these risers. Really nice combination of kind of shorter and longer ones. Sometimes I find risers are just too short and kind of a pain in the ass to use. So it's nice to have kind of a combination of longer or shorter ones. So let's get into these lead loops in MIDI because these are really, really cool. Let's start by listening to some of the lead loops. So really sick melody loops there. And then you can also see we have the 15 corresponding MIDIs to those as well. There was, I think, maybe one or two from there that weren't built with like actual MIDI notes. So we kind of replaced those with some other MIDIs, but for like the majority of those, not only do you have those melody loops, but you also have the corresponding MIDIs, which is super, super sick to have kind of both elements actually have raw MIDI that you can drag in, pick your own sounds, but also just have loops if you want kind of the speed to just kind of spark inspiration as well. Then we have our Ableton project file and 2 FL Studio project files, our Serum presets, which we went through, and some of these vocals to finish it off.
Hey. Smashing the mixer.
Yeah, boy. With the style that goes like, yeah.
So yeah, some vocals there to kind of round that pack off. All right, guys, that about wraps us up for this one. Remember, we just kind of took a very small glimpse into the overall package that we had here from XaeboR. There are so many more sounds that weren't previewed that are just as amazing as all the sounds we showed in today's video. So definitely make sure to grab the full thing and check them out for yourself. XaeboR, the rest of the Avant team, and myself are incredibly excited with how this pack turned out, and we can't wait to see what you guys create with it and to see what you guys think of it. Definitely make sure to hop in our Discord server and our Facebook group if you haven't already. We'll be doing a ton of surprise events in our Discord server with the artists that we release, as well as the Avant producers and our production team. There's tons of free, valuable information in there, so make sure you join it and check it out. Make sure you guys check out the full XaeboR pack out now. And, thank you guys so much for supporting us and getting us to this point. And, being able to release a pack from somebody like XaeboR is super cool, and we're super glad to have them on the site. So appreciate you guys, and enjoy the pack. See you next time. Peace.